NBC10 breaking news.
Tonight, Bill Cosby, a free man. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court suddenly overturning his indecent assault conviction, releasing the 83-year-old from prison with this to say.
You can see how powerless many of us feel.
It's a case that became a catalyst for the Me Too movement. Some of his accusers speaking out, crushed by the court's decision.
That sucker punch is basically saying it doesn't matter what happened to you. It doesn't matter what happened to over 50 women who have told their stories.
It's a stunning reversal for the man once known as America's dad. You're watching NBC10 News at 11. I'm Jacqueline London.
And I'm Jim Rosenfield. Cosby will be sleeping in his own home for the first time in more than 2 years tonight. He had been serving a 3 to 10 year sentence for indecent assault against a Temple University employee back in 2004. Andrea Constant is her name. She initially sued Cosby in March of 2005. Nearly a decade went by until a judge released parts of Cosby's 2005 deposition, reopening the criminal investigation, and Cosby was arrested in December of 2015. After a mistrial in 2017, Cosby was convicted in a retrial in April of 2018. NBC10 has been following this case for years, and we are explaining this latest twist for you tonight, from the decision to overturn the conviction to the impact on accusers. Let's begin with NBC10's Aaron Baskerville, who's been outside the Cosby home in Cheltenham, Montgomery County for hours. Aaron, we've seen supporters on both sides there today. What's the mood been like tonight?
Jim, as you know, Bill Cosby arrived home here around 3:30 this afternoon after he was released from prison. He was greeted by fans and also protesters. They were actually arguing in the streets for some time. Shortly after that, he made his first public comments. After a peace sign to above, Bill Cosby made his way inside his house for the first time in 2 years.
Bill Cosby is innocent! Bill Cosby is innocent!
Outside on the street, demonstrators clashed, arguing over his sudden release from prison this afternoon. It didn't take long for the former actor to make his first comments to radio station WDAS-FM.
You can see how powerless many of us feel because there's this saying that is my mantra. It's not what they're doing to you, it's what you're not doing.
Shortly after the 2-minute interview, the 83-year-old took to Twitter writing, "I have never changed my stance nor my story. I have always maintained my innocence."
We love you, Mr. Cosby!
About an hour earlier, linked arm in arm with his team, Cosby made his way down his driveway. He didn't say a word, but others talked about the moment America's dad found out he'd be heading home.
He just said his heart was racing. He couldn't believe it. He said they was ringing his cell. They was just knocking on the walls, the inmates. They said, look, you're free. Get up, get up.
Cosby's team tells us guards and correction officers cried as he left the prison in his family's housekeeper's car. He had a message for anyone listening on the radio.
Because this is not just a black thing. This is for all the people who have been imprisoned wrongfully, regardless of race, color, or creed. Because I met them in there. People who talked about what happened and what they did. And I know there are many liars out there.
Cosby says he's ready to be reunited with his wife and children. For now, we are live in Elkins Park. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
All right, Aaron, thank you. To reaction now from Cosby's accusers, surprise and shock after today's decision and Cosby's release. Andrea Constant released a statement that reads in part, "Today's majority decision regarding Bill Cosby is not only disappointing, but of concern in that it may discourage those who seek justice for sexual assault in the criminal justice system from reporting or participating in the prosecution of the assailant."
The allegations against Cosby go back decades and include dozens of women. He was never charged with rape and denied all allegations against him. Just hours ago, one of the 5 women who testified in support of Constant spoke about her own experience, and she spoke about it with NBC's Kate Snow.
I am furious with all of the enablers over 5 decades of enablers. And today, the way I feel, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania is an enabler.
Do you still feel some vindication that the jury believed you?
No. It's that sucker punch is basically saying it doesn't matter what happened to you. It doesn't matter what happened to over 50 women who have told their stories. It's an absolute affront. It's a slap in the face. It's an insult.
Many do not see a legal path for another case, but some say they're not giving up. Accuser Eden Turl said late today there was much more to say and do if the Me Too movement is going to mean anything at all in the future.
And the case against Bill Cosby was seen as a milestone in the Me Too movement. Sexual violence advocates now worry that this could deter victims from coming forward. I spoke to Monique Howard, an advocate and the former executive director of WAR in Philadelphia. She told me while she is worried about how this news will impact survivors, she wants to remind them you are not alone.
I hope that people that are victims of sexual assault and sexual violence still tell their truth to law enforcement and still tell their truth to the district attorney. But people are watching. People are watching this happen. And I am fearful for the many thousands of survivors that are triggered by today's news that need to receive support from any of the plethora of 24-hour sexual assault hotlines that are out there and at their availability. Please do so. But I'm concerned about what this means for the survivor, and I'm concerned about how this will be perceived.
So exactly what led to Cosby's release? How did the court reach this decision? NBC10's Danny Freeman breaks it down for us, coming up in less than 10 minutes.
It seems so fast. We got the news. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court reversed Bill Cosby's conviction, and hours later, the comedian was home, free with family.
So how did this happen, and what may happen next? For more on that, NBC10's Danny Freeman is in our newsroom. Danny, what have legal analysts been saying tonight?
You know, Jim, Jackie, we've been speaking with lawyers all day here, trying to unpack the 79-page decision that led to this head-spinning reversal. But the bottom line from the state's high court is what happened to Bill Cosby was a, quote, unconstitutional, coercive bait and switch.
We love you, sir!
Bill Cosby walked down his driveway a free man today, basically because of a handshake reached 16 years ago.
The worst possible outcome for the prosecution was what happened today.
The Montgomery County District Attorney at the time, Bruce Castor, knew Temple employee Andrea Constad had accused Cosby of sexual assault back in 2004. But Castor said he didn't have enough evidence to prove it in court. So instead, to get, quote, some measure of justice, his office promised not to file criminal charges against Cosby, allowing Constad to take civil action against the comedian under penalty of perjury.
So that he then would not be able to rely on the Fifth Amendment when he was sued.
But when years later, a new DA used that civil testimony against Cosby in the criminal trial, which ultimately put him in jail, the state Supreme Court stepped in. Writing today, prosecutors violated Cosby's due process by using testimony the prior DA promised not to use against the comedian.
I understand that the conviction is being vacated, but 12 members of his peers told Andrea Constad and told Bill Cosby that he was guilty.
Kristen Gibbons-Fedden was part of the prosecution team, and while she respects the state Supreme Court's decision, she's frustrated by the original deal made by Castor all those years ago.
Generally, when there is a non-prosecutorial agreement, it is in writing and it is approved by the court, none of which existed here.
Bill Cosby, once America's dad, locked up by a jury, set free by the state Supreme Court. So, what next? Cosby cannot be tried again on these charges related to Andrea Constad, but if other victims come forward with allegations within the statute of limitations, Cosby, of course, in those cases, if they come up, can be tried again. Danny Freeman, NBC10 News.
All right, Danny, thank you. And our coverage continues online. You can head to NBC10.com to read history about the case, what happens next, and hear from all the major players in this ongoing legal saga.